And welcome back to the Dark Souls playthrough. We just made our way back to Anor Londo, the second bonfire, because we just completed the Painted World of Ariamis and killed crossbred Priscilla. Our next goal then is to proceed into Anor Londo then and kind of finish the zone off by killing Ornstein and Smough, or Smough. I don't know how to say that boss's name, I don't give a shit. I apologize for this video being a bit late today. I've got a pretty bad head cold and I had to work, and I've been playing Mass Effect 3, so I don't know. I'm starting to fall behind a bit, so I'm playing catch up here. As we make our way into Anor Londo, we're going to run into a series of, I don't know, more challenging enemies than we faced before. We're going to run into several of those big giant guys, two at a time unless you can single pull them, and then some gargoyles, and then probably the most difficult platforming sequence in the game where there's, I don't know, I guess I'm going to call it platforming. It's not really. It's more of a, you know, walking along thin balance beams while fucking huge archers are shooting huge arrows at you. If you have an internet connection while you play this game, right, the area I just passed is a good place to be. If you're in human form, it's a good place to pick up people to summon to help you here. If you have trouble with this area, it's usually easier to have somebody kind of do it for you if you're having problems. By this point in the game, we're actually pretty strong, though. I've got my sword upgraded, you know, pretty well. I've got some spells, so I don't think that these enemies are going to be much of a problem. So you single pull them, and typically I try to fight them on the stairs, just circling around them and trying to get behind them to deal damage. Taking on two at a time can be pretty problematic because if you don't have enough stability and poise and stamina, they can really deplete your shield, your stamina bar, pretty quickly. They don't like to follow you down the stairs, though, which is unfortunate. So you kind of got to keep going up and luring them back down in. There we go. No problem. And still, I find fighting them on the stairs, even one-on-one, easier than fighting them on level ground. I don't know why. I think it's because it's easier to dodge their attacks straight from the front. So those are the only two giants guarding our way here. Now we've got to deal with a series of gargoyles, 3 and then 2, and then we deal with the archers, and that's kind of what I call part 2 of Anor Londo. Then we move into part 3, which is the interior of the building. But you know, the first time I played this this level, I spent, oh god, probably 2 or 3 hours trying to get from here to the next bonfire, and then another 8 working on Ornstein and Smough. We're gonna, you know, do all of this in about a half hour today. It's funny how the game gets so much easier for you. I think I read a post on Reddit or somewhere that said somebody envies new players to the game because they get to go through the whole experience for the first time not knowing anything again. And now that we've gone through it several times ourselves, you know, it's not surprising anymore. And I think that's pretty true. So I'm relatively anxious to wait for the next Souls game. You know, there's no official announcement they're working on one, but man, I really hope they do. Demon Souls was the game of the year for 2009, and then this was my game of the year for 2011, so you know, maybe we can hope to see something by 2013. Who knows? Now these gargoyles, they have these demon spears that they can actually have a chance to drop, and it's actually a pretty good weapon to pick up, as it's got really good range. You can stand behind it with or you can attack with a shield up, and then also these stupid fucking gargoyles. If you just stand here, they'll eventually jump off the side. So if you don't feel like fighting them, that's a legitimate strategy. So right here, the archers can start to see us, and they can start lobbing arrows at us, though I'm not sure the arrows can actually hit us. And then there's going to be 2 gargoyles, one on the left and right here, and I just kind of pull them and then back up And I'll probably try to use my lightning spears to take them out from range here. These gargoyles are stupid enough to fall off the sides too, so you can keep that in mind. If you don't have a ranged weapon, there you go. You see, he just fell off like a dumb bitch. So now the only thing left is to deal with the 2 archers. I mentioned this in my Sorcerer playthrough, and I'm going to show you kind of what I see as the best way to do this. We're gonna sprint up here, just holding our shield up, and when we get to the top, instead of trying to attack them, we're actually going to turn right around once they get into melee mode and have them chase us, because chances are they're going to fall off the side and you don't have to deal with them that way. Because these arrows, while they do a bit of damage, they have a strong knockback, and because this is such a thin ledge, if you're hit with one, chances are you're going to fall off and die, which is, it's a bitch. Especially if it happens over and over. If that does happen to you, you can run by all the enemies, the 2 giants and all the gargoyles. So if you don't want to waste your time going after them, you can sprint past them. So here we go, we're running up here. Just keep your shield up, you don't have to sprint at this part, and run at it, and when he shoots the arrow, you're going to have to roll to dodge it. And roll as many times as it takes, oh, that was close, until he gets out his sword. And now you can turn around and run away. And just head back down the ledge with it. Oh, buddy. And we'll see if he fell. Oh, looks like he fell off because we just got the soul, so no problem there. Now it's clear to go on to the next bonfire. You just take a right. If you want to take out that other archer over there, I don't remember exactly what he's guarding. Maybe a large titan. I don't know. It's not worth my fucking time. Not worth the risk. Now in this room here, there's going to be Knight Solaire should be sitting in here. This is going to be the 3rd encounter that you'll run into him, because, well, I guess, actually the 2nd time you can actually talk to him. 3rd time you'll be able to use him on the boss. And I'm pretty sure that you have to talk to him here if you want him to fight for you. And again, you're going to have to be in human form when you go to the boss. I really like this zone because this is where you start to acquire some better gear. You should be able to level up once more. We'll be able to pick up Havel's gear here, and we'll also be able to pick up the Silver Knight set. We won't wear Havel's gear, but if you do want to go that route, it's one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful set of armor in the game, but it's also the heaviest. So you pretty much have to wear his ring, and you have to have really high endurance. The Silver Knight set is really a great set. That's the guys in front of the enemy there is the Silver Knight, so you'll be able to get their exact set of armor. Which is a pretty good set, plus it looks cool. Wow, that was easy. And then here's going to be 3 Sunlight Medals. Again, these are the currency used to upgrade your faction standing with the Sunlight Brotherhood. Takes 10 to get you to level 2, I believe, and that's will unlock the Great Lightning Spear then. There's 2 types of knights throughout the level here, one with a sword and shield and one with a spear and shield. The sword and shield guys I think are a little bit tougher. They'll attack at you in a succession of 4 strikes. So if you're trying to time it when you can actually attack them, wait for them to swing 4 times and then you can get a swing in. This is a hidden door, and this is going to take us down to Havel's, the area where Havel's gear is, and the only enemy that's down here is going to be a mimic. And remember, earlier we saw that you can determine which treasure boxes are mimics by looking at the chain on the right-hand side, and the chain will be pointed towards you if it's a mimic. Like you can see right there, it's pointed towards us. The Occult Club is just a basic club with the Occult enchant on it, and that makes it scale with Faith and deal magic damage. And then here's all of Havel's armor sets. So we've got the first 4 cleared out now. We can start to head upwards. Basically, we kind of go up to the second level and then kind of work our way back down to unlock a locked door that was just on the other side of us back there, which basically gives you a straight shot from the bonfire straight to the boss if you find that you die a lot. Because the boss can be pretty tricky, especially if you don't have help. You know, I always recommend to get into human form and bring along Knight Solaire and summon a human ally too. It makes the fight a lot easier. Being that I don't have an internet connection during this playthrough, you know, I have to just summon Knight Solaire, but he is very helpful for the fight. You know, anytime you have to go up against one or rather 2 or more bosses, you know, it's always better to have another guy to suck up the blows while you're focusing on one of them. So up here there's going to be a few more mimic chests that drop like gold coins and silver coins, which are useless items unless you talk to King Speaker Frampt, which is the big serpent guy. But being that we joined the Dark Wraiths in this game, we can't actually talk to him, I'm pretty sure. So we won't ever actually be able to redeem them. They're redeemable for like 10,000 souls when you turn them in. So, I mean, that's kind of unfortunate, but that's okay. We're going to get the cool armor out of it anyway, so fuck Frampt. You know, with this upgraded 2-handed sword, these knights are actually pretty easy. Which is good, because they can be difficult if your weapons suck. You want to hug the right wall here like I'm doing, because there's another knight in the back left that'll come out if you kind of move towards the middle of the room. It's always better to take on one at a time. Down here we're going to see the marshmallow guy, Siegfried of... I don't know what his damn name is. But he's basically telling us that if we go in this room and clear out these knights, he'll be grateful, and he gives you a shitty ring. But once you go back to the Firelink Shrine, he actually gives you a greater force spell, a miracle. So it's in our better interest to do this for him, because it's, you know, a faith spell. That door is locked from the other side, but it brings us back to the hallway. Well, that was weird of me to do that. That was a picture of Lord Gwyn, and I just... Was I role-playing? That was really stupid.
Fantastic. But we walk next.
So now we have most of the enemies cleared out that we need to take care of. There's one final room with 2 large giant guys. But we're going to go around that because we're going to make our way to the blacksmith first to try to get some upgrades. Oh, I take it back. I forgot. We got to go take out 2 silver knights in here so that we can open up the shortcut to the bonfire. This knight down here is not hostile unless you get really close to him. So he's guarding 2 chests which actually contain the silver knight armor. Always make sure to open this door before you fight him. There'd be nothing worse than dying to this dude and then having to go all the way back around just to open up this shortcut. Alright, let's see if we can put some of this on and replace our stupid gear with something that looks a bit cooler. So I can, what's that, 42.7? I can't do basic math. Ooh, did you put it on? Yeah, that looks pretty sharp. I don't know if I like the helmet, though. So now we're going to go up to the blacksmith. Or rather, go find the blacksmith. So that we can, I think I'll probably try and upgrade the shield to +10. I don't think I got it all the way there. I may have. And then, ascend it using the Soul of Sif to make the Great Shield of Artoris. And I'll show you that. It's a totally badass looking shield. Great shield. But I'm not going to be able to wear it because it requires 34 strength, unfortunately. No, I do not want to make a Great Sword of Taurus or a Lightning's V-Hander. Don't want to do that. Don't do it. Okay, so we have any shield +10, and now we can use the Soul of Sif on it to make the, where is it at? Great Shield of Artorias. And I also brought my two-handed sword to +14, so now the only thing I need is the Titanite slab from the Undead Asylum, the Stray Demon, and then we can get that maxed out. Let me show you off the shield here quick. It actually looks pretty cool with this armor set too. Unfortunately, yeah, it's 34 strength required to wield it, but look how big it is. That thing is badass. And you can use it, it's just slow, you know, to hold up. That hawk ring, you see you have to roll behind him to get it. If you're like a dexterity type of character, or somebody who's using bows and arrows, it extends the range at which you can fire your arrows, I believe. What we're doing here is we're going to take out these gargoyles. There's one more item, I think it's a Titanite chunk, but more importantly is there's a shortcut we're going to unlock that basically gives you a straight shot to this blacksmith from the second or first bonfire in Anor Londo. As you can see to the left, that's where we came in, the large stairs. You can't really see them. So now, I don't believe I'm going to go straight for the boss yet, but I am going to do a little bit of prep work in the area here. There's this one last night and then the two giants down below, but there's one more shortcut that I want to open up that kind of gives you a straight shot from the first and second bonfire straight to the boss. I don't know exactly why you would need that shortcut. I guess for later in the game, leaving the area, it's useful, I suppose. Also, we should see Knight Solaire's summon sign right there, so he can help us out. If I find that I have enough Estus flasks and spells left over, we may go for the boss. Looks like I still might be able to. These knights are just like the ones we fought earlier, but these ones actually can cast some spells. They can cast, I believe it's Wrath of God, which is a big knockback, AoE knockback that deals damage, and they can heal themselves. They're not too much of a problem with two Sun Bros, though. So that was a shortcut. It opened up those massive gates, which just lets us leave the zone easier after we kill the boss. So I've still got 4 Estus Flasks, several Lightning Spear spells. I think we're probably in good shape just to go straight for the boss. I've only got 13,000 souls, so I won't lose a ton if I die. Now recall that this is the slim boss and the fat guy, and depending on which one you kill first, or rather which one you kill last, that's the armor set that you're going to be able to buy later in the game. Unfortunately, I kill the fat ass last. It would have made much more sense to kill the slim guy last because he has the cooler armor set. That's a seriously badass armor set. But once you kill one of them, the other one gets really powerful, and the slim one is much more difficult to kill. last. So the strategy, if you have to kill both at the same time, is to get the attention of both and kite around the room backwards, around the perimeter of the room. Just striking at the thin one when he comes at you. You know, just get a hit off and then keep moving backwards. It's an endurance fight if you're by yourself. Okay, that's one down. Now this guy's going to get a lot tougher. He's going to gain some new attacks. The main one that you need to be concerned of is when he jumps into the air and he's going to land on his ass, because then lightning comes out and it can deal massive AoE damage that can one-shot some players. That's it right there. So when you see him charging up that bolt, just roll straight backwards. You should be all right. Looks like Soler's getting fucked up from it. He don't know how to roll. Dip, dodge, duck, dive. I don't know what that is. Well, it's too bad you died there, Soler. You held out right to the very end. Would have given me a sunlight medal if you stayed alive. So I got the Soul of Smough, and I don't believe I'm going to use that. It just creates his hammer, I think, and I really don't give a shit about that. It's a strength-based weapon, so I'll probably consume the soul later. Oh, dang, they gave me 50,000 souls. But anyway, that's going to be, I guess, the end of this video. Then we made it all the way through Anor Londo, killed the bosses. I suppose next we're probably going to go after Gwendolyn? Dark Sun Gwendolyn? Yeah. That's my guess, because I want to get the Sunlight Blade Miracle. And then we'll get the Lord Vessel from the Big Tits McGee up in front of us, so we'll be able to teleport. And that means we can go down and take out the Four Kings so that we can join the Dark Wraiths, as I imagine I'm in a good enough position now to do that. So stay tuned for that. See ya.